Alright guys, today I want to talk about this weed killer I bought from Ortho called GroundClear, year-long vegetation killer, and this is number 2. I believe there was also a number 1, but this is specifically number 2. This is supposed to kill weeds for up to 1 year, and it's supposed to kill all vegetation. This is a 32-ounce bottle. Now, I've read conflicting reviews on how well it works. I used to use a product from Ortho called Total Vegetation Killer, and it was like $70 for a 2-gallon concentrate. And man, that stuff killed everything, let me tell you what. Now, it was 20-something years ago, so I think they took it off the market. It probably contained the same ingredients that you see in the news. For another brand that I'm not going to talk about, but I couldn't find that anymore, so I'm going to give this one a shot. Again, it has mixed reviews. Some people rave about it, some people say it's total garbage, but for the price, I'm excited to see what it can do. Now, I saw somebody comment that there were no instructions. They didn't realize that this panel peels open and it has information about when to apply and how much to apply and how to use it and how much to mix. Mine's a little bit wet. I had to wash the bottle off because I bought it with some drain cleaner and the drain cleaner leaked all over it. That's why I've got gloves on. But this 32-ounce bottle, now I was a little shocked because I've used other concentrates and you don't use too much of it with your water. But this specific type, you use 24 ounces of the product for every 1 gallon of water. And now there's only 32 ounces in the bottle, so you're not even going to get 2 full gallons out of it. If you do the conversion, 32 ounces of this will mix with about 171 ounces of water, which comes out to 1.33 gallons. Now, if you look at some of the big name pre-mixed weed killers you can get that come with either a pump spray that is connected to a hose that's connected to the bottle, or some of them have the battery powered sprayer. Those bottles are either 1 gallon or 1.33 gallons. I don't know what the significance is of the 1.33 gallons, but a lot of them are that size. So I'm just going to mix up an entire batch in my pump sprayer. I'm going to use this whole bottle. I'm going to just put in a little bit over a gallon. It might be a little too strong, but I'd rather be too strong than too weak. I have a bunch of weeds that I want to try to kill that I'm hoping this will work with. So without further ado, let's pour this in the sprayer and get to spraying. So real quick, what am I spraying? So this right here along my garage is a path of rocks that you can't see anymore. I want to kill all of this. So I'm hoping that this will do a nice job of that. I've also got some weeds growing up through my really old cracked driveway. So don't judge me on my crappy driveway, but all of these weeds are growing up, and until I can replace my driveway, they'll just keep coming back. So we're going to try and spray all of these and see how they turn out. Now this area here is at the very back of my yard, and there's this vine and weeds growing behind my old chain link fence between my neighbor's fence, and it's kind of on their property, but I can't get back there to pull them. I can pull out the vines, but I can't get the weeds. So I'm going to try spraying all of this and see what happens. Now I probably won't have enough spray to do everything I want today, but I'm just going to do as much as I can and then report back. And then over here behind my garage, this is my other neighbor's fence. They've got some weeds. Don't mind all my junk, this is going away. But these weeds almost turned into trees last year, and I cut them down at the fence line, the top of my chain link fence, but they've already all come back. So I'm gonna try spraying these and see if it can control any of this. And if it does a good job on some of it and I run out, then I'll buy more. So I've just got this pump sprayer here, and it's graduated on the sides. So I'm gonna go between the 1 and 1.5 gallon mark with water before I add the concentrate into the bottle. I'm doing this away from my grass so that if anything runs off, it doesn't kill my grass. put a little bit too much in, I think. That's perfect. Now we're going to add the concentrate. It doesn't say anything about shaking, but I'm going to shake anyway, just to make sure it's mixed up. Now this one batch, 24 ounces, will cover 300 square feet, supposedly. And I'm doing a little more than that, so probably somewhere around 400 square feet. It's child-proof. Give it a little squeeze and turn. I got it all foamy, so maybe you don't want to shake it up. That was my bad. Most of it came out. That's clear. Usually they're like a dark brown. It smells like the stuff I used to use. It's pretty empty. I like that big wide mouth bottle. I'm gonna put the top back on. Make sure that's real tight so it gets a lot of air pressure. And I'm just gonna shake it up. Get that nice and mixed. That should be good. Well, I sprayed the driveway without hitting record, so trust me, I sprayed that. And I am now going to spray along the side of my garage here. Now, it's important to note that you want to cover the leaves in the solution. That's where they're going to absorb it like nutrients right into the leaves, sucking it down into the roots, and that's what's going to kill the weed itself. Now I've decided I'm only going to do half of each section so that I have a before and after, and I can show the difference of what has happened and what hasn't happened. So I'm going to start in the corner of my yard over here. I'm going to work to maybe just that first pole and just do that section and see what happens. So I sprayed over here too. I did from over here to about right here, I think. So just this area, just to see what happens. I got lots of spray left, probably more than half of what I started with, but I just wanted to give it a test, and then I did my whole driveway and sidewalk. So, you know, that's more important. This stuff's all in my backyard, no one can see it, but just wanted to have something to compare against, you know. So this side will still be alive, and hopefully this side will be all brown. And I'll do some updates as I go along and include it all in the video. So we'll check it maybe in 2 days and see how it looks. So it's been almost 4 days since I sprayed. These are some of the weeds in my driveway. It's not totally killing the grass yet, but there's still time. These weeds are dying. These are looking pretty dead. And you can tell that it's sucking in the weed killer. So, definitely doing something. Now this is where I sprayed along my garage. You can see rocks, actually. But all the edges are starting to curl up, turn brown. This was all green. And then you get back here, it's about where I stopped. You can almost see the dividing line. So 4 days in, it's getting there. Alright, this is my far backyard. And I sprayed this whole section to the fence post. There's some dying. You can see some brown on the edges here, but it's gonna take some time, I think. Compared to down here, no browning on the edges. So we'll see what it looks like in a few more days and see if it's getting any better. And over here, behind my garage, there's just a little bit that looks like it's taking in the poison. You get over here, It's about right where I stopped. It was right in here. It's still pretty green, so obviously it's doing something over here. Just a day 4 check-in. All right, so we're on day 7. Everything appears to be dying nicely. Some are, still turning brown. As things get to the roots, they're fading and dying, but some faster than others. Like this guy. It's taking its sweet time, but it's going. This crabgrass growing in the cracks is looking much better. Next to my garage, 7 days later. You can see maybe I didn't spray all of it very well. The stuff that got hit the best is all brown, but all of it has some brown on the edges, so I'm gonna give it a little more time. And then this is where I stop spraying. It's getting there. This is in my backyard. Getting some leaves dying, but this vine might be too hardy for that weed killer to do too much. And this is back behind my garage. It's looking less healthy than the stuff I didn't spray, but again, it might just be too big, or maybe it's just going to take a while longer. All right, we got day 10 check-in. This is next to my garage, and you can see even stuff that was still very green the last time is quickly turning brown. Stuff like that's taking a little bit longer. I don't know if it's because I didn't spray it well enough or what. And then here's where I stopped, and that's what it looked like before. Still a lot of cleanup to do. And here's some check-ins on my driveway. That one's pretty much done. This creeping Charlie was taking the longest. A lot of it's dead. Some of it's just starting to turn brown. I don't know how long it'll take, but it's some of the hardest weeds. My grass is covered in it. But those are done. Those are done. This stuff is all dying or dead. All of this stuff out front is almost gone. Still some green, but you can tell they're dying. And then this crabgrass up at my sidewalk, it's on its last legs. Now, I don't know if this is still green because I didn't spray the whole plant, or if it's just slowly dying, but most of it is dead. So this, again, is the back of my backyard, and I stopped spraying at this post. So I did this section and left this section. You can see the lower stuff is dying on this side and nice and green on this side. So I worked on the lower stuff, but I sprayed this vine, and some of it's dying, but it hasn't changed much in a week. So I don't know if it'll just take a long time or if I just didn't give it enough. It's been 18 days since I sprayed, and this is the final update. You can see this vine has started to die, and it's gotten a lot smaller. Now I sprayed this whole section down at the bottom, all of the vines, and then I stopped at this fence post, and it gets much greener. So it's definitely working. I'm just gonna keep letting this do its magic. I'll probably spray it some more. But last week, these leaves were not brown, so it's still continuing to work. It's getting soaked in, I think, and it's starting to die on the edges. Let's try the next section. Not as much luck over here. Everything's still kind of growing. I sprayed to about here, I think, and it's not as green as here. It's a little yellow. There's some spots on the leaves. I wouldn't say that this is a great solution for large bushes and vines. It's doing something, but I don't know that it will ever go all the way down to the root, and it might just be a lost cause. Let's check out the stuff that you typically use the weed spray for. So this is some creeping Charlie in my driveway that is almost completely gone now. This guy's definitely gone. All of these are almost completely dead. This section is Still turning brown, but almost completely gone. I'm gonna cut this all off with my weed eater today. This crabgrass is on its last legs. And this was the worst spot in my driveway at my sidewalk. It's dead. This was all green 2 weeks ago, and now it's taken its last breath. Now, if you remember these rocks next to my garage, how many weeds were here? I haven't done anything, just spray. And there's some stragglers, but it's almost completely dead. And you know, I may have just missed this stuff here. I might not have got any spray on it, but I'm gonna keep watching it. And then this is where I stopped. And that's what it looked like before. It was identical. Same weeds, same grass. You can see there's a dividing line, pretty clear. So in short, I would say that this product works great. If you're trying to spray some gravel areas that have weeds growing up, or you have a cracked driveway like me with weeds growing up, this is going to be a good solution. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more content like this, also hit the subscribe button. I hope this helped you make a decision. Thanks for watching.